Here we fucking go. Oh shit, did I just start out with cussing? Am I live? Are we live? Well, dang. Can you see me? Let me turn this up a little. Let me make sure. Can you see me? One's in the chat if you can see me and if you can hear me. If Dad needs to go louder, Dad will go louder. Today we're rocking a Mountain Blackberry, clearly Canadian. One's in the chat. Thank you, Petty Mason. Hello. Hello, everybody. Hello. Excellent. Thank you, Biscuits and Gravy. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to try to chill on that clearly Canadian because I just realized it makes me burp, and you probably don't want to hear that. You're going to definitely hear some dog farts because the Hoogan's butt is okay. He's pooping normal. Everything's fine. He doesn't have to get his anus glands expressed. Hello, everyone. We're good on the ones in the chat. We know now that we are good. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Our sweet baby son Adam says House of the Dragon is going to be so good this season. Adam, my son, thank you. Thank you for keeping me up to date on that. I almost forgot that it was back. I am too tired to watch, but I will probably watch once it's 3 episodes in because I like to binge. Also, speaking of Adam, I hope he doesn't mind. I'm not putting him on blast, I don't think. But you guys, your brother Adam, this is a real cult now at this point, aka Coven. Brother Adam has a YouTube channel, you guys. Did you know that? I wonder if he's going to get pissed. Don't get pissed, Adam. Don't get pissed, Adam. Don't get pissed at your dad. Do you want to fight your dad, Adam? You going to take a swing at your old man? Look at this. Oh, my nose itches. Got that psoriasis. Look at this. Yes way, Sherilyn. Preach, Dad, preach. Look, everybody. Look, Sister Jessica. Look, Sister Walk Among the Tombstones. Look, Sister Rochelle, you're in a cult now. Did you know that? Web Weaver, Rachel. Hello, everybody. Hello. It's so good to see you. Yes, share, Brother Adam. Share with the group. Brother Adam, you have a YouTube channel. Dad's putting you on blast because Dad wants you to flourish. You guys, Adam is a big deal in this chat. He, among a couple other of you guys, have been regulars here at almost every live. You're all brothers and sisters. You love each other. You share digital DNA, we'll call it. And if any of you ever have a YouTube channel or a project that you're working on, or if you need, I don't know, if your fucking kid has a baseball game and you need to raise money for the Boy Scouts or some shit, come to your dad and I will pimp it for you. See, Claudio, thank you so much. What's up? See, Claudio, did you say your brother Adam has a YouTube channel? It's about van life. He drives a van named Helen. Claudio, have you seen this? What do you think about van life, Claudio? Thank you so much for the super chat. So I want you guys, if you ever have, hello, Percocent, if you ever have a project or something you're working on, the allergies. I did take a Benadryl, so I will be less snorty and less coffee, hopefully. Coffee. His channel's name is Adam Drives Helen, and it's all about him maintaining and building a relationship with his van and living in it and loving Mother Earth. Isn't that fun? Hey, you're welcome, Adam. It is. It's Adam Drives Helen. All right, can you guys see it on the screen? Oh, I think it's popping up here. Let me close it so that you guys can see. See that? And look, your dad even subscribed. So your dad can watch you. Look at this. And we got Jay Guilt. Let's give some likes to Jay Guilty of Crime. Also, Jay Guilty of Crime. A lot of you came here from Jay. Go check that out. Jay rules. Look at all this. Ooh, Jay's really good with like thumbnails and shit. We will get there. I kind of like all mine to be messy. I mean, I don't really. Let's see. Adam, do you mind if we play some? Don't copyright strike me, son. Look at this. This is fucking top notch. This is better than my channel. Why are we not all over there watching Adam? Look at Adam. Look at Adam get out of the van. That's a cool ass pirate thing. Let's go
She's going
forward.
to do great. And she's being very particular about the van that she's getting. And I think that is the best way to go. Don't
Isn't
settle.
that nice too? Adam is also sharing other people's Adam is sharing other people's stuff. He's talking about how he wants the best for people. He wants them to get a good van. He's Adam, you're a very good son. You're a very good man. And we want to share all of you. Yes, Adam lives in a van down by the river. So you guys go check his YouTube channel out. And if any of you have a YouTube channel or anything that you want your dad to share, send it to me. You got the projects, but you cannot do the doxing. But I will give my love to Adam Loves Helen. Totally. You don't have to listen. I don't want to dox y'all. I don't think Adam minds though, because I think that it's good for him to get shares. Normally I ask first, but I could tell when I watched the episode and I was like, Adam wants people to see his cool van life, and I want people to see it. You lived, oh God, does anybody have a y'all are so good at suggestions. Let me say this. First of all, oh God, I'm so sorry. This is so embarrassing. You know that your dad has psoriasis on his face. One of the reasons you'll never see me wear earbuds is because I have it in my ears. It hurts so bad. I've had it my whole life. I'm out of remission. For a while, you can get remiss with psoriasis. And sometimes it goes away for a long time. Well, it's back. It's all around my nose scars from my dog bite, like all around here, and then in my ears. And I've tried everything. I've tried Metrogel, all the stuff that they prescribe to you. I've tried Scalpicin, and I don't know if it's because I'm nearing 40, but if any of you ladies with the hormones, because I think it's like, I don't know. I think it has something to do with hormone. I won't say why because it's gross, but you know what I mean? Like when you get your monthly, oh my God, it comes back with a vengeance. How do we get rid of your dad's nose and ear psoriasis? If you have a suggestion, tell me, because you guys were dead ass with your last suggestion. Oh my God, it itches so bad. With your last suggestions for my dog's itchy butthole. And if you can fix his itchy asshole, I'm sure you can fix my nose. One of you suggested this stuff. I'm going to show it to you. Actually, here, Adam, I'm sorry. I'm going to X out of your page so I can show this. See that? It's called sulfadine 3-way ointment. And if your dog ever gets any itchums, oh my God, like 24 hours and the itchums are gone. Like the patch is gone. It's amazing. See, Claudio lives out of a 70s van in a hydroponic. You did live out of a 70s van, a VW, and on a hydroponic tomato farm on Maui. Van life is an experience. See, Claudio, I fucking love that for you. Hawaii is gorgeous. I didn't get to go to Maui, but I went to Oahu. It made me, I hate the ocean. I hate all these things that people love. It made me love these things. It made me embrace Mother Ocean. And let me tell you something. Hydroponic tomato farm growth is a huge thing in Texas. We have a lot of chefs. Anywhere where there's a lot of chefs, I bet Oregon and Cali have a ton, and New York. Hydroponic tomato farming is a big deal. You can make a lot of money. And one time, I had some plants that were dying that were outside of my old apartment. The brief time, sorry, now my ears itch. The brief time that I tried to grow eggplants and tomatoes. And some hippie kid who was definitely using it for pot came up to me and was like, do you want this light? I'm moving out. And he gave me a grow light that was for that. And he said, it'll work on your tomatoes. It was the only damn plant that survived. And I had free tomatoes for a few weeks. It was nice. So for what it's worth, I don't know if they're the same or not, but somehow that kid's weed plant light worked really good on my tomatoes. So I highly recommend. I don't know, maybe it's kind of funny that people, most people, they see stuff like that. They assume you're growing something illegal. And then to find an entire apartment full of tomatoes is pretty funny. And my buddy, who I thought was another guy who I thought was growing bud in his house, ended up just growing a lot of tomatoes and eggplants. It was very funny. But you can make a lot of money on that shit. Nerdy Cat sent me a super sticker. Thank you. Thank you, Nerdy Cat. Nerdy Cat. We have the same name spelled with a K. Hello. Love you. Are you from Canada, I'm assuming? What part of Canada? The super frozen part? Or are you over in the Nova Scotias? Or are you over in Vancouver? As long as you don't use Melanie Little's backgrounds, I can't read them with the swirl lines. Oh shit, you can't? They can be a bit like the swirls. Like anytime you see a swirl design, that can fuck up your eyes, especially. I found out if you have like epilepsy, anything that blinks a lot or is swirly can really fuck people up. And I often get a little dizzy or nauseous seeing like checkers too much or going into those mazes at the art museums like that. But yeah, maybe I would email Melanie and ask her about that because she might be willing to swap it up one day. Maybe it's maybe it's hard, maybe it being hard to read, that's something that she should know, that way she can improve it, because I know that she wants to always be doing her best, and if it is too hard to read, she'll probably change it. I do like that. What is it called? What's it called? Zydeco or some whatever that is, the Cajun, but I like the song at the beginning. Yes, just subscribed. Hello, Desert the Moon. Hello. And hello, Mother of Dragons. Yes, that's Adam. I'm going to try to pick it up here because I'm going so far. He just got back from taking her down to pick up her van. Oh, cool. So you got the van for that lady and it worked out good. I'm glad to see you all here. Lori's listening quietly. Okay. My fox should be saying hi, not the bye. Oh, no. You know what? I had to like go through, by the way, and pick out super stickers or something. Oh, Wildman Mom. Yay. Good job. Support your brother, Adam, and we will support you. I have psoriasis as well, been in remission for 10 years, breakout once ever. Desert Moon, do you live in the desert? I'm curious because mine is very dependent on the weather. Like if it gets freezing, I get the white plaquey psoriasis. If it's the summer, it's bright red and bleeding. And it's literally random. I can't even keep up with, there used to be a discernible cycle, and now I have no idea. Hello, Sherilyn. I have lupus and it goes into remission too. It sucks because I know prednisone, right? You don't even have to say. They put you on that shit and they tell you this is going to fix all your problems, and it does. But they're like, you can only be on it for 6 days or 6 weeks. Otherwise, it'll kill your kidneys and liver. And you're like, ah, fuck. It's so horrible too because it works fucking fantastic. Ugh. Does Adam do you need a new lip color, Adam? What color? What color? Adam gets a lip color too since he's in the alliance now. Vaseline for psoriasis. That's actually super simple, and I never thought of that before. If that's what you're suggesting, that's actually a pretty good idea. Why didn't I ever think of that? Everybody's saying hello. I love stuff like that, and that's some thrifty chicks who buy from Goodwill and sell it, making big bucks if you know what to get. Yeah, that's what I'm all about, y'all. And by the way, so many of you wrote to me because you were really interested. Here, let me actually, I have a little notepad that rests my mic up. Let me just put that on. There we go. Okay. A lot of you were very interested in the book thing. Some of you commented and some of you sent me emails about your books. One of you commented about how you looked up to drop a dime and you saw that it was like 500 minimum. I told you, right? There are books out there that cost a lot of money. And one of them, I actually made a little list in my banners for you. I want you to know about these. So if you ever see a copy for cheap at a thrift store or anywhere, pick it up. You don't even have to get it for your dad. Get it for you and sell it the fuck on eBay. One of them is this book, Metamorphosis of a Criminal by Edward Wayne Edwards. If you know, you know. If you know what I'm talking about, one's in the chat. This book was written by Edward Wayne Edwards, a murderer who got accused of all kinds of stuff by his kids and was found guilty of all kinds of stuff. And I don't have time to go through all the cases right now, but he was a real bad dude. And he wrote a book about murder, and a lot of the things in the book that he described lined up with some of his actual kills. And had the police read the book many years before, like 30, they probably would have caught him for a lot of murders. He is the guy that people say he's in the background of Making a Murderer. He's the dude that is in the background at the cemetery of the West Memphis 3 movie. And they say that he's in the background of another crime documentary. What's very interesting is that he did try to do extra work for a while for film and TV up until his old age. He was in the background of a lot of shit. Simultaneously, just like Alcala, I think it was, and a couple of others, he did go on game shows. And one was a dating game show, and he was a big creep. And I have to tell you, that book is really creepy. I have it in PDF form, but if you ever see it, to grab it because it's worth a shitload of money. Like a lot. Okay, let's keep going. And I'm sorry, by the way, about anybody here who's going through lupus or anything that has all these weird, fucked up symptoms. Anybody who's got, if you've got eczema, psoriasis, I feel for you. Fuck, that's horrible. I know, listen, I'm all about talking about medical stuff, but I am not a doctor. So I frequently seek out advice if you have it. I'll tell you this much. This shit was this was great. And you guys were dead ass on the fruit fly suggestion, how to get rid of that. So Sherilyn, I guess I'm trying Vaseline this week. My naturopath said drinking a British beer day is great for psoriasis. I'm allergic to alcohol, unfortunately. It gives me patches of it pretty bad. I had someone tell me UV light, which I did do UV therapy, and that worked for one summer, and then it made it way worse. But yeah, Wildman's mom, thrifting. If you come across that book, Metamorphosis of Murder, or Metamorphosis of a Murder, if you come across a book called To Drop a Dime, if you come across the first edition hardcover of any true crime book before the 90s, grab it. If it's under $5, grab it, especially Zodiac by Robert Graysmith, the first edition hardcover. You can buy it here in a couple of different places. I got it at a half price books twice for under $20. And in Russia, it is in very high demand. I sold it on eBay and made $100 to $200 off of each book. So just a thought, just a thought. Have I tried cycling the pill? So you avoid no, I have some very strange parts or situations, not parts. I talk about everything in car form. I was just listening to old Click and Clack earlier, and I watched a guy named Scotty Kilmer on YouTube, and I was doing my breaks last week. So I've been in Scotty Kilmer mode. So forgive me if I talk about my body like it's a car. It leaks and I don't know what's going on. It makes crazy noises and I don't know where they come from. And I am very uninsured. So I am a 92 Honda Civic, but I'll tell you this much. I can't mess with any forms of birth control, just me personally. And I can't even get into why. It's a long deal, but let's just say your deadheaded this period for 2 years once, and I'm talking every day, like nonstop. And I was passing out too much, and I'm one of those freaky deaky cases. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me, but I cut all that stuff out, just trying to get the old engine recycled or whatever. But yeah, I've tried the silver gel. I've tried that. There's a liquid. Okay. I'll look for a liquid. Oh, yes, it's nice and warm in BC. Hello, Agatha Cresty. Nice to see you reporting for Coven duty. Ooh, I'm going to try to get down there. Yes, I was on this also. I was on a monoprogesterone briefly, and then that screwed me up, and then they flipped me. Actually, you know what's funny is one of my friends was transitioning she was undergoing the surgery that you go to transition into another gender, and we were on the same medication. And for some reason with her, all of her hair fell out. And for me, I started getting very aggressive and it skyrocketed something. I think my testosterone, I don't know. It was crazy. But yeah, they almost had a malpractice suit on their hands because ended up fixing it. I also have psoriatic arthritis and it sucks. And my knuckles swell up really bad and it feels like my fingers are broken. It fucking sucks. Okay. Here, but will probably be fading fast. I started early with Melanie. Yes, the trial today. Oh my gosh. I had to go back and watch parts of it because your dad's still in school and your dad's got to do work and stuff. And I have been working nonstop pretty much since our last live with a break of 8 hours for sleep. But essentially, I caught up on some of that today. Can we talk about that briefly? I know we're 20 minutes in. Fuck. But I'm going to drop a link soon so you guys can call in. if you want or come on camera or whatever. We'll see how it goes. Just don't show me your balls, and if you're gonna Baba Booey me, do it right away because I want to laugh and I want to clip it. I'm glad I'm going live too. This is very fun. I'm glad you drive Helen, Adam. That is so cool. I love van life. That looks sick. Hello, Lori Life 360 for the win. I absolutely love your screen name. Speaking of Life 360, Karen Reed. Hey, Dillhole, says C. Smith. Dillhole says, Dib. I just love all of you. Okay, so we got some ones in that. Thank you for the winged eyeliner comment. One of them was a mistake, and I just went with it on the other side. I tried to duplicate. Okay, Santana, my sister has lupus, and hydrochloroquine has been amazing for her. I'm going to have to look that up. That's that stuff that people were taking during COVID, right? They thought, am I even allowed to say that? They thought that that would like cure it. I think it is. And didn't the lupus patients get pissed off because it was like, yo, we kind of fucking need that. Could you stop pimping that to all of America? Because it actually doesn't help that much with COVID, and it's very much needed by lupus patients. Yes, I will look into that if it helps with anything for my skin. But I wonder. Are you talking about your van and them? It is extremely informative. I have a 1970s forensic textbooks from Australia I'd love to send you. Oh my God, can we swap books? Because I have, oh my nose. I have an old John Douglas book about sexual sadism, I believe. I think it's him and Pressler, but it could be Anne. I don't know. I need to look. It's really old and we can swap. Definitely email me. Just subbed, brother Adam. Yes, let's all support each other. What goes on here? I just got on YouTube and this was the first suggestion. Well, Dillhole, I like your shirt, or whatever that is. I pooped today. Good news for you. We talk about doo-doo all the time. I'm very pro poop. I'm a true crime channel, but I also talk about OSINT. I'm a stand-up comedian. We get off topic very frequently. In fact, very rarely do I get to the fucking point. So if you're expecting a point, you might be pleasantly surprised. Although we do go on a lot of bunny trails into cases that tend to intrigue people. And we're going to continue some of those cases tonight, talking about them. And you can feel free to call in and discuss anything that we talk about. I prefer to talk primarily about cold cases, but I have been obsessed with the Karen Reed trial. And I pretty much started this page after discussing Lisk with Melanie Little, the Long Island serial killer. Marie here. Marie sent a super chat. And also, Brother Poopman, if you're in a cult now, unfortunately, you're in a cult. There's nothing you can do about it. You can log out. You'll still be in the cult. You do have to tell my dog he's really cute if you want out of the cult. Colorblind Day says, hi, Dad, Marie here. Join my bang coven. Then you can't see your eyebrows. Problem solved. Oh, my God. What a great idea. What is a bang coven? Do you drink the energy drink Bang? Because that shit is liquid crack, and I can't. It makes me sick. But I would love to be in your Bang cult. Email me or send me a link if you can. It's been real wonky about letting people post links in here. So if you need to email me, that is obliviousbensonquestion@gmail.com. You can email me. If you got a page and you want to talk about it or show it, if you want to show off, Dad's all about it. I'm proud of you. Also, Poop Guy, I'm your dad now. I have allergies. I live in Texas. It has been raining, thundering, a fuck storm here for days. And now there's a lot of bugs. And it is very hard to breathe. And also, I'm your dad now, Dillhole. And you know what? I would have, if I had a real natural born son from my loins, I would have named him Dillhole. So, welcome. It's destiny. Michelle Donovan, I am on early. Girl, I love your hoops. Hey, those some Houston hoops. Damn. You look fly tonight, Michelle. I am on early. I had to go on early because my boyfriend's been getting off a little earlier from work. And when he gets home, he likes to play the Fortnite and we like to eat and watch wrestling. And he's been falling asleep before I've been done with my lives. So I'm like, oh no, I need to. Your dad has a boyfriend. I need to spend time with him. And also we had to watch the Wyatt 6 come back. I'm also a wrestling channel. I'm all the channels. We talk about scrunchies, we talk about van life, we'll talk about it all. Dill hole. Let's talk about your dill hole. How's that going? Are you pooping regularly? Tell us. Cyborg Mama says dill. You're talking about me and my channel. Well, thank you so much, Adam. Also, dill hole. You're new here. Anyone new here? Go add Adam Drives Helen on YouTube. It's his YouTube channel. He's your brother now. Support him. Holy fuck, Doctor on Call. Okay, let's talk about this. I know everybody knows about GoodRx, right? How you can like use that to get coupons. It's gonna share something with you that I think is legal. If it's not, we're gonna speak in hypotheticals. There's a Canadian pharmacy that ships to the US. And if you have a US prescription, they somehow, through some weird loophole, because the website, I think, is a US website, can get around there's a loophole. I don't know what it is. I haven't questioned it. I didn't look into it because I was too excited when I used it. When someone I knew used it. Strike that. I never used it. Someone I knew used it. It is called, hold on, let me find it. Okay, wait. Yes. I think it is Northwest Pharmacy. Please hold on that. I'm going to get, because I haven't used it in a while, they did change their website a while back. I think just because it got really popular, but I think it's the Northwest Pharmacy. I will include a link in the description, or you can email me, but I will definitely get back to you on the exact URL. Again, I haven't used it in a while. I have a friend who did recently, though, and it's still running. Anyway, a lot of prescriptions that we get here in America are jacked up a lot. Like a lot. I think we all know this, right? If you're in America, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. So over there, I don't know if it's like a tariff thing. For some reason, everything is more expensive in Canada, for sure. I have Canadian friends. Anybody in the chat know what I'm talking about? Give me a cheers. But yes, there is, okay, it doesn't work for tier 1. You believe? Okay, I don't know what that means, but here's what I know. I know that I had to take a special medication for some of my ovarian lady issues and was told, hey, listen, this is going to be something like $900 a month. And I went, no, because I don't have that kind of money. And a friend said, hey, check out this pharmacy. It works somehow because they ship here from America, but it is a Canadian pharmacy and they honor these specific prices, and the prices are really low due to something that has to do with like a tariff or whatever they mark up on drugs. There's like some sort of cap, and in the US there's not. Somebody, if you know more in the chat, please school me. But all I know is we ordered my medication through that and it was like $15. I suggested it to a few other friends. They used it. It was very cheap. So if for some reason it helps, the only ones that they said they couldn't honor that I remember was anything that has to be refrigerated, which sucks because that included, what do you call it? What diabetics take? Insulin. So you can't get insulin through them, but I'm pretty sure there's like some sort of legal loophole thing where you can get a really good deal. And if that doesn't work, there's a company called Remedy. And I think they sold to another company, but whatever they've become, Remedy was a great one. And they often have doctors that will do video calls with you. And they will also give you samples, but enough to be what you need, if that makes sense. Because I know that they get a lot of free samples. If I didn't take Benlysta to 8,000, my lupus really, that makes me so sad. I have a couple of friends with lupus, and seriously, like, symptom management for that shit is horrifyingly difficult. It really is, because also you'll just wake up and your eye will be this fucking big, or you'll have, an extra thing that looks like a wound, and you're like, where'd this wound come from? But excuse me. Yeah, it's there's Northwest Canadian Pharmaceutical or Northwest Canadian Pharmacy. Once I get the exact name, I will post it below. And I do know that, like, okay, so I have a friend who works in law enforcement who was able to use it to his benefit. And he told me he checked and that it was totally legal, but that a lot of people don't really use it that much because they don't know about it or they think it's going to be illegal and they're going to commit some sort of trafficking, but it's actually shipped from within the US. So when I find that, I want to say it's Northwest. But let's see what this says because this is interesting. You guys are giving really good advice. Okay. Health Wealth Foundation gives grants for copays. That is great to know, Cyborg Mama. In Ottawa, CNOD says that the drugs are cheaper there too. Great to know. Hello, Mama Becca. We're talking about how to get cheap pharmaceuticals when you are prescribed and everything costs a lot. This is the one I saw. Oh, a lot of people have lupus in the chat. Okay, we're a lupus cult. Woo, we're a lupus cult coven. It's probably not the best thing for us to have, but I think the fact that there are a bunch of us means that you guys can swap stories and maybe symptom management stories and medications that helped you. Maybe that will help each other. This is the best fucking advice ever. Thank you, Julia, aka J. Try the manufacturer too. I was able to receive Humira from AstraZeneca as of recent. Yes. The manufacturer, if you write to them, they will a lot of the time give it to you for free or extremely cheap. I can speak to this from personal experience. A family member's parent, someone close within my family, had a horrible situation where they had to take a pill that was $1,000 a dose, and they had to take it every day for a number of days, and they could not afford it. Insurance wouldn't carry it. Wrote to the manufacturer, which I think happened to be that Martin Shkreli guy owned it all, and they just gave it to her for free. And apparently it's very common. And even though Martin's a huge douchebag for what he did, fucking douchebag, he did grant a lot of people free medication after that, which he said he'd do. And people were like, okay, motherfucker, let's see if you do it. And he did. So, you know, for what it's worth, I do think even if you see that guy's name or somebody on there who you think isn't going to hook you up, try it anyway, because you'd be very surprised. Community care is a great option. The money is the treatment and not the cure. Is sad, really. The rich get richer and the poor folks just die. That's absolutely true, Dillhole. Cynical, but true. That's just what's going on, and it sucks. And if we can find any hacks around it, let's share it with each other. I found that GoodRx is pretty good. You know, it did help in the past. I also found out that if you open GoodRx in an incognito window or with a different, if you put a VPN on it, then you're going to get results that are very different than locally because it balances out the coupons based on where you are physically locally. So when you do that, you might get a better coupon from putting yourself in a different state. And they do have to honor whatever coupon you print out, I believe, depends on if it's CVS or Walgreens. So that's a little hack that you can use. Also, if you ever see a company that says they'll honor cheap tires, like Discount Tire, if you have a manufacturer coupon from whatever, though they are different depending on if it's an e-coupon, it goes by the market in your area. So always try to change your location and use a VPN for that. And you can actually get them to honor coupons that give you a way bigger fucking deal than you thought you'd get. Oh my God, my mom needs this powder to keep her potassium down. Shit, I had to take medicine to give me potassium. $3.50 a month. Yeah, fuck Big Pharma. They fucking suck. They're terrible. They really are. It's piss poor. If you can, try to write that manufacturer. You probably know that you're a doctor on call, but also like, if I think it's Northwest Canadian Pharmaceutical. See if any of I'll put the link below and see if it helps. Just see if it helps. You never know. Also, if she is reliant on any form of non-insured couponery like GoodRx, do try changing your VPN and then print the coupon out. I don't know about now because I'm not in retail pharmacy anymore, but when I was at Walgreens, I had better luck with the Unarx card. Something to look into if you are looking for discount cards. Sweet and Salty, aka Rachel, thank you so much for that. That is fantastic advice. UNARX card, you guys. Look into that. Oh, I'm loving the advice. What's up, Kim? What's up, Kim? How's South Texas? Is it shit? Is it hot? Whew, Central Texas is wet. Oh my gosh. Everyone wants to know how I feel about Pfizer not taking the to Google. Oh, yeah. They want to know how you feel about Pfizer. You know, all the big pharma. I don't know a single one that's fucking good. I had a horrible, again, I'm not going to talk about it, but I had a horrible experience when I took the Jensen & Jensen. And I'm very pro, like, get your vaccines, people. I'm not supposed to talk about that, I'm sure. But listen, I was pro that. And then I got that one. And let me tell you something. I told you about the 2-year thing earlier. That's very real. And I met other people who had that happen to them. And I was like, fuck, maybe I'm a ding dong. I had to tell my parents, right? That sucked. And CVS is always the most expensive, at least typically, says Sweet and Salty. You know, in Texas, I don't know where you are, Sweet and Salty. In Texas, Walgreens is historically out of everything. Like, it's crazy. They're always out of everything. And CVS has it, and they have been offering $5 since I've gotten my insurance. But when I didn't have insurance, I got it recently, by the way. So I wasn't insured for a very long time. But when I wasn't, I mean, technically, I'm still not fully insured. I'm on this weird plan. But anyway, when I wasn't, CVS, they kind of worked with me a little more than Walgreens. However, I'm noticing with insurance, it's way cheaper. But without it, I do think Walgreens had better coupons, but they were just always out of stuff. So I don't know. We'll see. I really don't take that many medications anymore. So I don't, I'm off everything that I needed to be on for my lady problems. But yeah, I have definitely, and thank you so much, Deb. You're so sweet. Indeed, I love the cover of the autoimmune Snoopy Doopy. We all have autoimmune disorders. Woo! Look at us. Sorry if I popped your mic. Hello, my beautiful Jamies. Did you hear? Were you here earlier? Brother Adam has a YouTube channel. It's called Adam Drives Helen. Go edit. GoodRx is good, but Fred Meyer's Kroger in-house discount is much better. They don't tell you. You have to ask about it. Oh my God, like Animal Style at In-N-Out, you guys. Kraken Studio, the real booty. I like everything about your name and your picture. Also, why not just do this? Since I'm just reading your stuff anyway, I'm going to put this in the chat and we'll do call-ins in a second. Or not call it. What do you call it? You can click on it. I think this is how this works. I think you can click on it and then I can bring you up into chat or something. Okay. So I think, yeah, that's sent. Okay, excellent. And I still need to know what a bang coven is. Oh, look, Dillhole says, Jamie, I'm old, I'm late, but I'm here. Hey, you guys, Rose Gardner. Hello, Rose Gardner. By the way, I told y'all I was going to do a giveaway last week and then I forgot to do it. And then after chatting with Rose Gardner, I felt like Rose needed a gift because I felt like Rose, Rose was just having a week, and I felt compelled. And I said, you know what, Rose, I'm going to send you something. Rose, I sent that to you yesterday. And I'm going to be doing giveaways of things as time goes on. And these things, it's going to be a lot of true crime-esque things. Where is it? I'd like to get another one of these soon, but the shop was out near my house, so I need to go back. This is a makeup bag that says evidence. Isn't that cool? It's great, right? It's just a little zip-up makeup bag. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to get a couple of those. And it doesn't have to be makeup. It can be anything. Edam, you can put your mason jars in it. It's pretty big. So I'm going to grab a couple of those. I want to get a couple of books. I want to get I don't know, just some cool things, maybe clearly Canadian for those of you who aren't near a place that sells them. And I think that maybe once a week we'll do a giveaway and I'll ship one of you guys something cool, just a little gift. But if I see that you're having a down week or you're going through some shit, if things are rough, then I'll send you something. And by the way, a lot of you have been emailing me and I love reading them. And some of you have been having the worst weeks. And I'll tell you what, your dad does not mind if you just need to vent, if you just need to freak out and be like, all the shit around me is crumbling in life. What do I do? And you just need to type it to someone, but you feel like, oh, I don't want to put this on her, or I don't want to look crazy. You can look crazy. Okay. I'm fucking crazy. Who cares? Send it to me. I will, if I can say anything that will pick you up, I will. And also, some of you have been telling me about your jobs, and you have the best, most wildest jobs, and I absolutely love it. Athena, I don't know if you're in here. Athena used to work in makeup and was telling me so much cool shit about the makeup industry. I think she said she was a pilot. Like, some of you do the most amazing stuff. Adam, my son Adam, he has a van life. It's just, and then one of you used to work in the pharmaceutical industry. Like, I'm all about this. So I'm excited to hear from you. Smart ass patriot, I have in the past. Okay. This is okay. Y'all are talking about personal stuff, so I'll keep going. Spit on that thing. I don't know what that means, but I love it. Oh my god. Yeah, that's insane. Your Medicare paid for it all. Thank God. Thank goodness. The pharmacists at our Walgreens always had manufacturer coupon. Great. Good. And also, that's a good point. Manufacturer coupons. Sweet and salty. You spent 10 years in Dallas. You're in NOLA now. Oh, I went to college near there. I used to live in a couple places around there. I've lived in Denton, which I absolutely loved. Man, NOLA though. Whoo, when I went to NOLA, whoo, shit. That place is crazy. It was also very hot, but I absolutely love Cafe Du Monde. Let me tell you. You just had a spinal fusion? Oh my god. Oh, but it was free. Thank you, Australia. See, man, Aussies know what's up. You guys are that fucking rules. You're very lucky to have good health care. But you're very unlucky to have massive spiders. That fucking sucks. That really makes me sad for you. I don't want you to have spiders. Okay, we've got Kraken Studios here. I gotta scroll down so I don't lose track. And now that I'm caught up, wait, what, Michelle? Denton has an In and Out now? They didn't have that when I was there. They had Taco Bueno nearby. You're sweating your rump off in NOLA. Yeah, I bet it's fucking hot. Oh my god. You know what? Hey, go Bears at Baylor. My first boyfriend, who became my gay boss many years later, him and his husband, he went to Baylor, and I used to love. There's a restaurant there where you sit down on the ground with your legs crossed to eat, and it was very, very tasty. Yeah, I love to hear what everybody does for a job. You're going to Denton in 2 weeks for my dad's 99th birthday, JN. Oh my gosh. If J&J's on the square is still open, go there. There's a little bookshop on the corner that is absolutely amazing. You want to find some old books that could be worth something. If that is still open, I think it's called Treasure Isle or Treasure Island. Go there. It is a maze too, a literal maze. Texas, we do have huge spiders and cockroaches. The cockroaches are very scary. I'm not gonna lie, but the spiders, if I see one, I kill it and I black out. So I don't know what happens when a spider's around me. I just know I black out and then they're dead. It's kind of like that scene in The Boys. If you've been watching that, tell me, because oh my god, what a show! I want to have Whitey Bulger. Okay, this is good. I love you guys. Okay. Let's go. Oh shit. I had to have double carpal tunnel and cubital tunnel surgeries. I don't even want it to. Ugh. I found that the bills go away if you just throw them in the trash and then start ignoring the government. All right. Putting it out there. I used to be in the pharmacy and now I manufacture tiny houses and barndominiums. Sweet and salty. My mother-in-law is trying to get a barndominium. Email me. I have questions. Okay. Let's go. Kraken Studio. You gonna baba booey me? Where you at? Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Kraken Studio. Let
Yay.
me turn you up.
Okay, I'm in my jammies on my MacBook, so I'm not getting on camera.
Oh, that's fine. Hey, listen, if you guys don't want to be on camera, that is totally fine. I don't mind. What's going on with you? Where
So,
are you? Let's talk.
okay, so I had planned to reach out to you. I kept your email after seeing you on Duty Run, and so I live outside the greater Seattle area. Although born and raised in Cali, I heard you a couple times, some Cali girls on here.
Oh,
So,
hell yeah.
And
where in Seattle? Like Everett or Aberdeen?
I'm actually, nobody knows anything around Seattle, so I always just say Seattle. I actually live 2 hours east, over the mountains and through the woods. I live
Okay.
where everybody else camps.
Oh, nice.
So if
Is that
anybody
going
goes to music
towards
concerts, the Gorge.
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Yeah,
I know where
yeah,
you are.
yeah.
Is it they used to have a festival out there that I was obsessed with, and I'm blanking on the name of it, but it was a really great music festival out there.
The big ones are the EDM, the country one, and usually one other big rotator. But
Yeah, I
the big
can't remember
country
the name.
one's usually the last part of July into August.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I absolutely love it up there. So what's going on with you up there?
Well, it's getting hot. I'm not as humid as you guys, but it's still pretty warm up here. But the main reason I was going to reach out
Mhm.
is like the quickest fast forward of raised special needs kids, huge traumas, had a murder suicide in our family, like all this clusterfuck of shit life stuff happens, right? So my kids
Yeah.
finally make
Ugh.
adulthood, and I said, that's it. It's all about me now, and I launched a media company during COVID. And
Oh,
so
wow.
yeah, so I always wanted to be fill in the blank when I grew up, and I'll be 49 next week, and I'm like living my dreams now. So I had wanted to reach out to you because I'm simultaneously launching three long form YouTube channels at the same time as I'm so excited, and this is why I actually decided to call in too. I just virtually released my first ever art exhibit.
What?
um, yeah, I've never done any of this before. So in 3 years, it might sound crazy, I taught myself and executed media publishing. I wrote a major film, a TV show that I'm pitching. Yeah, I'm like, all of a sudden this creative door opened and I just went with it. So I'm
And
super
you're
excited.
49?
I'll be 49 next week.
So this
Yeah.
started so you were 45.
Yeah, it was COVID. I mean, June of 2020, I launched the studio, and I spent the last 4 years essentially putting myself through like a master's program of both business and media relations. And you've talked a lot about stuff you've done, and I've hit a lot of parallels with you.
Yeah.
And
Like a
I got into acting. I do a lot of that now. And yeah, so biggest thing I'm getting to is there's a specific show that'll be launching, and it's actually a community, and everyone I feel like in the chat is 100% a dragon slayer. And I say that because it's called Dragon Slayer, Join the Thunder, and the Thunder is us. And it's about basically really tough life shit. We talk about it in body humor and, act like we're 14-year-old boys at times and, comedians, right?
I
Um,
feel like I feel like once a woman hits about 40, she
oh,
reverts back to a 14-year-old boy. Like, I
so,
don't know why, but you get energy.
yep.
You're just like, fuck all this. You start wanting to play like video games and do
Hmm.
artistic shit and join a band. Like, it's
Yep.
very teen boyish. And I also start talking about shit more and
Hmm.
cursing more.
So this
And
is the
I'm like, what
biggest
is
reason. Yeah, so this is the biggest reason I wanted to launch the community, which will have components of long form media, but really be about what you're doing. Friday night, fun nights, fuck it, what are we watching together? Let's
yeah,
just all pretend we're not adults for a while. But I
nice.
really do, I agree. You hit around 40 and you start running out of give a fucks, and you
Hmm.
also start really not caring what people think. You might say in your 30s you don't care, but you really don't care in your 40s. And by the time you're pushing 50, in my own experience, you really don't give a fuck anymore.
You really don't. And then I feel like there's an age that you hit, like, after that, where it's like, you stop giving a fuck even to your friends and loved ones. It's like, "No, I'll just stay home. Don't call me." Like, I feel like it gets more and more separated from people,
Uh-huh.
like, but I think that there's, like, a resurgence when you're in your 40s and 50s. I feel like or maybe 30s and 40s where it's like, "I wanna talk to everyone. I'm
Hmm.
coming out of the cave. I've been, like, you know,
Wiping butts for 2 decades.
yeah, either and if you don't have kids, it's like I've been trying to figure out what the fuck I'm doing for 2 decades, and then eventually you're like, "You know what? I'm just gonna do what I want," and then you do it, and then after you're done, I imagine that's kind of when you hit the, senile years, you start being mean to people, you start parking where you shouldn't.
What? I do
Maybe
that
you start
already.
saying a word that's very hurtful to people and you're like, "Fuck it, I just say this word now. I don't care if it's a slur." And then eventually you're just like, "You know what? Just throw I'm full-blown crazy and I support this, that, and the other." And it's usually really bad things. And I think that's when it's like, okay, chill out. She just screams at people.
No, I
And
think
I
I
feel like once I get to that age, shut
yeah.
me down.
I think
Because
you're
who
really
knows?
in a good spot, like where I am right now. Is we have hit the I'm older and I have more insurance behavior. If anybody's watched Fried Green
Yeah.
Tomatoes, we really are just like
Oh,
we're done. So the biggest thing I
we're
wanted
all
to,
Ruth. We're all
if you,
Ruth after her
yeah,
husband dies.
exactly. If you were okay with it, if you want to bring up my website and it'll show you guys the show, and at least people can look at it later. But I would like
Yeah, what's it called?
anybody. So if you just type in jointhethunder.com, it'll
Okay, because I
take you
put
to my
Dragon Slayer.
regular. Yeah, I know. Branding. You always want to go with the tagline. You know this stuff.
Just to be clear, this isn't an MLM. We don't have to wear patches or
No,
anything.
no.
Okay.
This is a
Ooh.
cult. You know you're joining. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh shit, this is a cool ass cult though. Hold on, let me pull this up. You don't mind if I pull it up?
No, please, please.
Okay.
I'm shameless. I'm shamelessly whoring myself out to anybody I can because I'm trying to build an empire.
Yes.
But real quick before I give this, so the biggest thing with dragon slayers, we're all dragons. It's in duality. Actually, if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see, the dragon is a symbol of duality. It's the winged
Whoa.
representations of traumas, monsters, abusers, mental and physical illnesses, and it's also authenticity yielded and your resilience, and it's the secret weapon because we're all a dragon slayer no matter what we've been through. So this will be about um, long form interviews with people who've been through really tough life shit. But basically, it's
Wow.
like playing a hand of cards against humanity. If you were at the Alice and the Queen's table with the crazy Kraken, and we just talk. And so I'll be on camera for this. But what's going to be nice about it is I've set it up in a way where you can always do all the Patreon stuff, but everything's free because I want everyone to feel a part of the community. But I'm setting it up in a way too where we're protecting ourselves. So there may be interviews where the comments are off because for my mental health and the topic we're going to talk about,
Yep.
we're about protecting our own mental health, and that's one of the biggest things I'm going to be advocating. And then bringing guests on. I mean, we all have a story, and that's my biggest thing. I'm a storyteller, so if there's
Yeah,
another
this
spot
reminds
on
me of
there.
Moth.
Oh yeah,
This
so
is
here's
like a
my art.
cool
Yeah, this
Moth.
is my art show. If everybody wouldn't mind looking over there, if you click on that top one under the resilience, the older ones. Okay, yeah, up there, right below it, it's loading.
Oh, whoa.
So all of my it's a 24 piece collection, and it's the 6 stages of healing from trauma. Each of the
Oh,
paintings are inspired by a piece of prose that I wrote while I was healing from my own extreme traumas. And if you hover towards the bottom there, just when you go over it, it
I'm
pops up a
tripping out at
box.
these paintings. You
But
did
if
these?
yeah, but if you click on them, um, if you just go into them, you can see that. But
Oh,
if you click, you can read it on the screen there. So the original piece of prose that's down there is what inspired the actual piece of art. So I kind of reverse engineered it. And I see visually in my head when I write. So as I'm processing traumas over the years, I kept journals about kind of how one of my friends says I talk in kind of poetic license, even in my own wording. And so I kind of took that and spun it. And what I saw in my head while I felt that feeling is what you see in the picture. That particular one you have up was the
hmm.
day my mom called me and told me she had dementia.
Swapping insanity.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah,
That
because
is.
horrific mental health issues and has had a lot of synapses over the year. And so when she called me to tell me she had dementia, I was like, what the fuck, dear God.
Unable to survive the child you raised. Whew. I
Yeah.
got goosebumps. It's sad, but
Thanks.
it's also amazing. Like,
It's cathartic. And
yeah.
so I want other people to not feel as alone as I have felt in the times that have been the hardest, which was this art collection you're looking at. And then while I was doing that and kind of like word vomiting and getting out all the hard stuff, then I moved into, okay, now what do I use all my healing for? Hence the Dragon Slayer programming, which will have the Thunder as the community.
Yo, this is like some True Detective style art, but brighter, like prettier. Like it's not a dark, you know what I'm talking about? Remember at the beginning when they had like all the mosaics and the weird like in and out, and it would
Mm-hmm.
have like a map overlaid on a face, and then there would be like, but it was very dark and very like is brown tones. This is like a bright, happy, beautiful, almost Lisa Frankish colors, but then it's like mixed with a very serious and extremely well done graphic that intertwines faces. It's just, it's
Well,
almost like it's a
that's
serious
about
subject.
yeah, that's about generational trauma, and we're all bruised and we're interconnected. So
This is really badass. You got to keep this the fuck away from John Ray, dude. Don't let him see this, or he's gonna start accusing you of so much shit. It's too good, John Ray's. You're gonna end up getting fucking busted by Long Island for having good
well,
art. You need to be careful.
well, I'm not saying I don't like bondage.
Oh, look, a vagina. That's it. You're going to jail.
Well, yeah, I know exactly.
This is so good.
Thanks. Yeah,
Shit.
every graphic, even down to like the simplest, little doodad. It's all by my hand and my typing fingers. So
Dude, this is incredible. Thank you for
thank
sharing
you.
this with us. Everybody go to this page. It's therealbooty.com, right?
Yeah, so I always say join the thunder because people can remember that for the Dragon Slayer. But yeah, everything's therealbooty.com. Make sure you type that in. Don't type in the real booty in Google and hope that something comes up. I learned that the hard way with my husband,
Oh
which he
God.
didn't mind when it came up. But yeah, therealbooty.com and all of the art show, the brushstrokes of resilience, all of the pieces you see there are also available on like 10 or 12 products from wall art to
Well, this
clothing
is tits in it,
to,
so I'm pretty sure you're a serial killer, but it's
yep,
fine.
no, I am.
This is so cool. This is so good, dude. This is really
Thank
good.
you.
I can't
Thank you.
believe like I really thought I was like, there's got to be something to it because all my friends are hitting 30s, 40s, and 50s,
Mm-hmm.
and all the women are like, yo, fuck this. I gotta be an insurance salesman, or yo, fuck this. I gotta start an art gallery. Like everybody has different, and they're doing it. And
Mm-hmm.
even if the kids have been out for a while, they're like now they're, and I feel like COVID might have been what we fucking needed to be locked down and forced in a cage so that we would appreciate all the shit that we can do out in the world. Cause now
Well,
we're
yeah.
doing it.
Well,
Like
and
it's really wow.
COVID, just like the duality of a dragon, there's a lot of simile and underlying things for me. All my stuff has lots of onion layers to it. But I will say, and part of me starting the Dragon Slayer series is even sharing my own story, right?
Mhm.
And COVID for me was very life changing. It gave me an opportunity to chase my dreams, and it also gave a terminal illness to my husband.
God, that's so
So
horrible.
right now he's on the back end of COVID-induced pulmonary fibrosis. Uh, we're looking at now to maybe 18 months. It was a 5-year maybe window, and he got sick right as they shut the world down before anybody knew what it was.
Oh God.
Yeah, so this is why I've also poured myself into creative stuff. It's the only way I've kept myself alive. See,
Well,
that's
I
when you get
mean,
the news.
what does he think of all this? Like, is he like, do you show him this, like the art and
Yeah,
stuff?
no, he sees everything. I think he's always known I've been like creative. I just haven't had an opportunity to let that box off the shelf.
Dude, that's what's good about this. I know that there's no good outcome about your husband
Mhm.
obviously going through that, but think about it, like, you're getting it's good that you started this now because you're getting to show him this before he
Mhm.
goes,
Yeah.
and if this was the last thing that I saw before I left, I would be very happy. Like, this is beautiful, dude.
Thank
Like,
you.
he's
Well,
not.
and that I was going to say
No, you go.
everything you're seeing now is my process traumas of all life leading up to 2020. You know, childhood sexual abuse, trigger warnings, everything
Yeah.
anybody could have gone through, I have probably gone through it. But then we had the clusterfuck when we had a family annihilation in 2006, uh,
Oh,
and we lost my three nieces and my nephew at the hands of my sister's whatever he was. She survived, so there's so much to it. And this is the thing is
uh,
my story can come across as like, holy fuck, what? That's the thing. That's my biggest thing. We all have this weight we carry around. And so for me in art, I was able to release a lot of that and somewhat prepare myself for some really good work that's going to come from what's about to happen.
yeah. That's
And that's
so
how I balance it.
is she okay? This
Oh
like, your
gosh,
sister?
yeah, that's the whole thing. So yes, she's surviving. The first 2 years were very rough. I joke that my mom kept my sister alive the first year. I kept my mom alive the second year, and the third year, my body gave me lupus.
Dude, you're like Job in the Bible. You remember? God's like, "Dude, I'm gonna fucking break your legs. I'm gonna take all your sheep. I'm gonna fucking drown your wife. I'm gonna give you boils." And then it's like, "You still like me?" You know what I mean? Like, I
Hmm.
always read that, thought that was so fucked up of God to do that. But then, like, when you hear people's struggles and you see stuff like this, it's
Yeah.
like, does the pain give adrenaline? Like, I've been through that too. I was so proactive. Well, not that, but as soon as the shooting happened with my family, I was like, I gotta start getting my ass in gear. I gotta start
Hmm.
doing victim shit. Same with when I got my ass. There's something about like traumatizing shit that happens to you or that happens to your loved ones that you witness, or maybe even stuff that you see on the news, maybe like something that makes us like get our ass in gear and almost motivates us to like use life better. I don't know how
Well,
else to say that.
it's resilience. It's either
Yeah.
resilience to just exist or it's resilience to contribute, and you'll be in different spectrums of that dependent. Could I have done this 20 years ago? No, I wasn't ready for it. Both in
Yeah.
I needed the arsenal, right?
That's a lot of
Unfortunately.
confrontation to do as a 20-year-old. Holy shit. You could have fucked around and ended up like goth or something, like in your 20s.
No, that's
Not
my sister.
Yeah, like goth is cool, but like if you're hitting it late in your 20s, it's like, oh shit, what happened to her? But like if you started in high school, that makes sense. Doing the angsty goth shit at 25 is scary. It's like, uh-oh. Because the next levels, and then there's slut summer, and then it goes, it goes, it goes, it
Oh yeah,
goes. It's like how
yeah.
men have the dentist system. We have something similar, but it's spread out in life, and it involves various stages of goth, emo. Eventually, you start. I hope I never get to the phrase where I'm buying like hats at gas stations covered in jewels, but I do know that there are people who, the live, laugh, love folks. That shit can happen in a second. You could end
Well,
up with
yeah.
an MLM, a live, laugh, love shirt, one of those big old koozies that people fight for. You got to be careful. I'm proud of you. You channeled it
Thank you.
well.
Thank you. And
You went through that shit. This is
you
cool.
had to. And a lot of us, great picture to pop up as I'm saying this. A lot of us are thrown in the deep end, and we just have to figure it out. And you, or there's no judgment how you figure it out. There's no
Yep.
right path. There's no wrong path. There's no, trust me, I don't have everything ready to go for when he dies because there's no preparing for it, no matter how
Mm-mm.
prepared you are for it. But my friends will check in on me. They're like, how are you doing? And I said, I am doing right now for now. I can't think about the future because I have to be good right now.
Yeah. And also, it's I would argue sometimes it's more
Oh, geez,
difficult to
smart ass.
know that it's coming than to just
Yep.
have it happen.
Well, I've had
It
so many deep
it gives you
ends.
time to prepare, but it's hard to prepare.
One thing my girlfriend and I were just talking about, sometimes it's harder not to be thrown in the deep end.
Yeah.
Sometimes knowing it's coming can be harder to process than it is to just get that 4 a.m. phone call.
Yeah. Oh, fuck yeah. And to just all of a sudden someone's calling you like, yo, this is it. I remember my mom calling me during the shooting. I could hear the bullets in the background, and I'm like, oh my God, do I have seconds to prepare for this? Because that's going to suck. And thank God I didn't,
Hmm.
Thank science I didn't, thank Jah, thank whoever, thank John Ray. I don't know. But all I know is I was terrified in that moment. And I
Yeah.
can't imagine I can't imagine either, and some of it I've been through. Like, I just can't
Hmm.
life is fucking wild, but I do think that it's really it says something to put this kind of stuff out when going through what you're going through, and I'm so fucking glad you called because I think people need to see this because I've been talking to a lot of people in email who have been going through it.
There
Everything
is
from
something
people
right
who
now. Hmm.
yeah, hospice is a big thing right now. A lot of people with terminal illnesses, a lot of people with you know, degradation of certain parts of their mental capacity or their
Hmm.
physical like MS. Like people have been writing me about true crime stuff and then on the side, and by the way, I have this crippling disease and it's like, "Oh my God, dude." And yet they're still concerned with a victim in a victim's case. They're not even thinking about themselves. They're thinking about that. And then to find out, wait, you're going through that and you're advocating for victims too? Like it's blowing my mind. But I think more than anything, I hope they're all watching. I think some of you are. This needed to this I'm just so glad. This is a perfect time to call in. I think people need to see that, sometimes you can get handed a shit sandwich and make it into some champagne for the
Yep.
moment.
And then
And
it's
this is
also
gorgeous.
okay. It's also okay to get handed a shit bag and not make anything from it either.
Yep.
Sometimes just waking up today was a win. So I am just now at a point where I've had the opportunity to get to where I am. Oh, thank you for sharing that.
You're
Um,
welcome.
but that's why I really wanted to pass along both the art, but more so to get everybody excited when I start releasing the Dragon Slayer shows, because there is some catharsis in us trauma survivors to one know and be able to relate to another victim, not in a oh gosh she gets what I get too, more in like you're not alone. It really came down to that cathartic gosh I'm not alone, and so I've pretty much self proclaimed myself, and I hope that this becomes a mantra for us all. We need to be unapologetically empathic.
That's good.
It's okay to feel. It's okay to be a mess. It's okay not to know how to feel. It's okay. It's
Yeah.
okay. So I
And
think we put a
also
lot of it on ourselves.
that's a good thing to tell a true crime community too, because a lot of people get swept up in the tribalism of it all. And I think that being empathetic, like again, I hate to keep bringing up Scrunchy Dad, but when it comes to John Ray, like a lot of people are like, dude, where's your fucking empathy? And then you see a lot of people who say stuff about Vicky like, oh, she's a demon and she knew what her father did, and they're putting shit on all of them. And I think that it's important to have empathy for everyone.
Hmm.
And I think that a lot of people can get hardened by seeing crime shit
Well,
all the time.
they can, and I will say, I will take a quote from the goddess herself, Emily D. Baker. It's
Love
not
her.
drama, it's dangerous.
Yeah.
And there's twofolds. If you just want to take Scrunchy Boy, what he put out is very dangerous, but
Mhm.
it's also very dangerous if maybe it is true. But
Yep.
here's the deal. The channeling of even like God forbid say the word Karen Reed right now.
Mhm.
Why are people are so in jest with animosity towards whatever meme they're looking at today, and a lot of that all boils back down to is they don't have anywhere to let out their own stuff. It's typical. I mean, it's just human behavior and emotional intelligence, and this working stages. There's a
Yeah.
thing picking up on nonverbals and stuff. And I could talk about this forever. And I want the whole part of a community, right, is for us to not for us to know we're not alone.
Yeah.
And that's what this show will be about. That's what you've built with your community, and I appreciate you for that. Totally
Oh,
found you
thank you.
backwards through Duty, Ron, and I've been obsessed with you. Um, and I actually even sent Grizzly. I heard you mention G the other day, Gazella for
Yeah, her
Grizzly True Crime.
lipstick's
Oh,
flawless.
and she does not blend it. It is only one color. I
How?
heard you
It's
say that.
pink
I
in the
don't.
middle. It looks perfect.
She's a goddess. She does everything amazingly, right?
It's her
Um,
natural lips then. They
it's
just
it
do
is
that?
it is it is. She
I
does
wanna
not
be an
blend it.
avatar.
Yeah,
It's like
I've been one of her
so vibrant.
followers since almost the beginning. So, but yeah, so yes, thank you for building what you're building. I'm doing my part. We all need to do our parts together. There's enough room in the world for us all to live our purpose, and
True.
this is right now. This is mine right now. Doesn't mean it won't be something later,
Yo,
but
you're right now.
I hope this gives somebody else some room to breathe, to know they aren't alone.
Your right now is beautiful. It's
Thank
very
you.
talented.
Thank
You
you.
can tell it comes from some pain, but you can also tell that there's hope. And I
Well,
think that this gives some hope. I think people are gonna see this and go, "She did what? At what age? When? After what the fuck happened to her? Wait, go back? Did she say her husband too? What the fuck?" And then they're gonna go do their thing because they're gonna be like, "Well, shit, if she could get the fuck over that and start make this, I can fuck it." I do think that's how our brains think. I mean, shit, I feel lazy looking at this. Fuck what I started. Look at this. This is dope.
Thank you.
And you're
One
near
last.
Seattle, and this is the type of shit. This is like, it's like them. I love the movie Singles, but it
Oh
reminds me
God.
of like Kurt.
Yeah.
What's his name? Cameron Crowe, and like that
Yep.
whole artistic grunge scene that was going
Yeah.
on. That vibe, and the
Well, I'm
murder
the
of
same
Mia, but we
age.
won't get into that.
Well, I'm the
Yes,
same age when that came out. I think that came out the year after I graduated high school. I didn't live up here then, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
this is
Um,
the type of pop art shit that it drives like a generation of artists, and people are gonna look at this and go, "What?" And this is sick, and people love dragons.
well, yeah, and that was the whole thing when I built out the Dragon Slayer. And as I start telling my story intertwined with everybody else's stories, more will come out over time. Because trust me, I could sit here for 18 hours straight and still not have a full episode. There's a lot to talk about, right? But I'll
Yeah.
let you go after this.
Hey,
I
but
just like,
before, can I
uh
get
huh,
you to do me a favor?
sure.
It's Jamie's Cowboy's birthday today.
Oh,
Can we both say happy birthday to Jamie? Because Jamie's been here since the begins.
yay, Jamie! Happy
Happy
birthday!
birthday. Your sister loves you. Your
We
dad
love
loves you.
you.
You have a new brother named Dillhole. He loves you and he likes Uno.
It's funny you call yourself dad, and everyone, if you read my dedication page in the middle of the art exhibition, it says basically to anybody who's ever called me mom, because everyone calls me mom, and your dad.
Yeah, you're the mother now. This is your mother. This is your bitch mother who make me go through divorce. That's how my fucking
Oh, don't make my Russian accent come out.
oh no, do Russian. I've been like, so my bio dad's Polish, and
Uh-huh.
he sounds Russian, but he also sounds like Borat, but also he loves quoting Borat, and he thinks it's so funny when I talk like that. So if you ever hear me talk like this, it's because
Doors.
this is me. This is my uncomfortable. I have nothing to say, so I'm talking like this. And my dad, I do that at him all the time, and he fucking loves it. But I call myself dad because that day when I went live, I just
Mhm.
happened to be talking with a friend before, and she was telling me how much her fucking dad sucks. And I got mad, and I was like, listen, I'm your fucking dad. Tell me what's going on. And we had this long talk, and I was
I love
still on
it.
that. So when we were talking, I was casually pretending to be your dad. And when things would get too sad, I'd be like, you need to clean your fucking room. And then she'd laugh. And then I went live with y'all. And then I was like still in dad mode. So I was like, just go with it. I'm a dad now. That's usually how
That's
fatherhood
lovely.
happens. It sneaks up on you.
So,
Come here,
besides
baby.
the fine art, I'll let you go after this. If you guys go over to my shop page, that's all my graphic art. It's a whole another probably 300 regular graphic art designs.
Mhm.
That's my other. That collection. There are my rejects. I know they're good,
Oh,
but
they're good.
but that's what it didn't make the collection. These are my kind of everyday things that I didn't put in the collection.
These are beautiful. I'm sorry I'm turning
Thank
around my
you.
you know what? Perfect timing. My dog decided now is the time to scream to go piss again. But no, come here. Come here. Oh, he's fussy. How about this? Do you mind if I give you do you want to take over the mic for 3 minutes while I take him
Sure,
out?
I can run it
We
for
got a
you.
co-host. It's your mom, everyone. She's going to tell you about this. Here you go. You have it
Okay.
for 3 minutes. If you're planning on indoctrinating anyone into an MLM, now is the time because I'm stepping out for 3 minutes. Oh, okay. Okay, mom's
Okay.
got it. She's going to handle it.
Not that anybody can see me,
This
but
is beyond my control.
my name's actually Kirsten. I'll tell you the story about Kraken because I would probably be the easiest, not actually having an audience I can see or that I can move the screen. So, if you haven't been able to tell already, I'm obviously an extroverted person with a sassy mouth and out of fucks, as of our earlier conversation. But I have always been told I'm like a master multitasker. And when I was thinking about company names, it reminded me of about, I don't know, 25, 30 years ago, I had a boss who, unbeknownst to me, had been watching me kind of from the corner and saw me on the phone, saw me making notes, kind of pseudo typing, like signaling a coworker, and I just work that way. It's just kind of like an octopus, right? You know, you're just doing everything. And I didn't know he had watched me. And so he kind of caught me off guard. And I saw him behind me and I was like, hi, Brad. And he goes, how do you do that? And I said, what do you mean? He goes, you literally just did. And he listed those things off efficiently. He's like, you did all those things at the same time, but not like a little bit, like you were doing them all at the same time. He goes, you're like an octopus. And of course, my sassy mouth goes, no, I'm more like a kraken. Hence, 30 years later, I decided to use the name because I'm being very ambitious and also in duality. And a lot of my artistry will have a lot of hidden meaning, kind of like a treasure hunt. Uh, that I've been through so much that you kind of like extending the hand. Well, because I've been through so much and because I want to heal myself and help others through their journeys, even if it's just a bandage, right, or bandage, like the brushstrokes of resilience per se, that um, I have enough per se tentacles to give wherever it's gonna per se touch somebody else's heart. So that symbolism and duality of that kind of hidden meaning even goes back to the name of the studio. So while she's still away for a second, besides the two separate art banks on that page, you'll see that I'll be starting the Dragon Slayer series, and then the Thunder, meaning join the Thunder that was mentioned earlier, is the community. So, you know, get Thunderstruck, all the brandings there. You can have fun with it. But also, I'm launching a blog to go along with the productions called Snarkbait. And then in addition to that, there'll be two shorter form content. One will be per se YouTube world to be like shorts, like the TikToks of the world, which will be more reactive commentary. And it's a character. Her name's Crude Ella DeVille. And there's a whole thing about, you know, bring me the dogs and dachshunds and gotta love them. Perfectly engineered dog, in my opinion. And the other one's called No Bullshit. Again, goes along with the branding, the Kraken, Sailor, Pirates, ARG. And that one is with my music writing partner. We'll are making little sarcastical, snarky jingles with whatever the current pop culture movement is, or playing into trends or viral sensations. Doing the exact opposite of what Colleen Ballinger did with her ukulele. Um, doing it because it's a good thing, not because you're doing a passive aggressive non apology. So I think this was more than 3 minutes that she gave me the mic for. I wish I had an ability to click through the comments. If there was any questions, but she has it frozen. Sounds like she's coming back. But feel free to reach out if anybody wants to be a guest. If they have a really good story, there's a box on the main slide for the Dragon Slayer that you can click and apply to be on the show. I've got a few episodes in the can. I'm putting the final polish. My first two guests are pretty well-known ex-cult members that are advocates, and then I'm hoping to start adding in non-cult. But in reality, haven't we all been in a cult at some point?
Yes, and you're in one now, and your dad is
Yes,
back with you. Hey,
yes,
thanks for
yes.
taking
You're
over,
welcome.
Mom.
Thank you. Yeah, no problem. That was
Oh,
more than 3 minutes.
no, I'm so sorry. He did his shit walk where he likes to take a dump and then he'll go find another place and go, well, maybe this is fine. And I'm like, I thought you pooped already. And then he did such a good job of pooping. And
Great.
I'm just so
Well,
proud of him.
thanks for
I'm
letting
proud of
me
you.
word vomit. Anybody feel free to reach out. I'm an open book, like you were
Yes.
doing today. Same thing. Pass
And
along
let's
if we
put
can all
your
save each other money, or if we can pass on a new doctor or whatever.
mhm.
We're all in this together.
We're all
So
in this together. And I love this and I love you. You are
thank you.
more than welcome to maintain a high cult status as mom. And I'm
Okay, thank
happy
you,
to have
Dad.
you on.
Mom and Dad don't fight though.
We don't fight. We
I
don't
can't
fight
relive
at
my
all.
childhood.
Yes. And I hope your other husband gets better. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, it is what it is. But yeah,
Yeah.
but good. Well, I would say nice to meet everybody. I'm glad
Also
I
be
can be a
careful.
part of your community.
Don't say it is what it is around John Ray, because that also is what Asa said, and that got her ass chewed. You got to be careful with this art and the lingo, Mom. We don't
Well,
want to
that's
get
why I've learned from you why I hired a company to go clean up my data farming.
Yep, you got to. And if you can't hire a company, you just got to take the day off and go bit by bit and start
Uh-huh.
sending, hey, take me off this shit to every single person on the internet who data broke. So I
Yep.
always recommend, we're not sponsored by them, but Aura is actually good. I remember
Yeah.
the first time Melanie pimped it, I was like, let me check into that first. And she was like, oh, God. And then I did, and it ended up being good. So I highly recommend it. And thank you so much.
Yeah.
The
Thank
real
you.
booty actually goes really great with this comment. If I can find it, Dillhole said, wow, poop is talked about in here. Yes, poop and booty, all
Yeah.
sorts of things. And you're in a cult. So welcome to the cult. This is your mom. I'm your dad. Sure, we're Satan friendly. Oh no, we're poo
Yep.
friendly. I'm like over here bonding with
That's
Satan.
Satan.
Yeah, and Satan. I don't give a fuck. I don't
Everybody
care what
poops.
you believe. Just make sure your poops are good. Just make sure you're taking good poops. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, sweetie. Bye,
I
everybody.
appreciate you. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
She says, y'all, that worked out great. Look at this fucking website. This makes me feel really happy because, in all seriousness, yes, honey, you did a good job pooping. He's looking at me smiling. He's like, I did it, Mom. Um, in all seriousness, I mean, I'm 39. I'm about to be 40. And I absolutely love hearing stories from women or men, anybody who's old and tired and your back hurts. And by old, I mean over 25. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm not saying we are old. I'm just saying like you're old enough to complain as far as I'm concerned. Because everything that you did when you were a teenager catches up right around your late 20s and it really starts hurting in your 30s. And then in your 40s, you're like, I'd imagine you're like, I just don't want to get up in the morning. So to see people do shit like this and to handle trauma and to be hit with COVID and I mean, shit, did you hear that story of her life? She said, I'm a storyteller. I fucking believe it, bitch. That is a crazy story. I believe every bit of it. When you look at this art, you can see the pain. And that's what art does, right? It provokes emotion. And not only that, like how selfless of her. She just wants other people to have an outlet. She wants other people to have a resource and an artistic outlet nonetheless, which is something that a lot of us, like as you get older, I think, at least this is just my opinion. Tell me if you feel otherwise. A lot of us, I mean, it feels like, oh shit, we get worried. Like, am I going to lose this? You know what I mean? Or am I not going to have that passion again to create stuff? Am I going to be too tired to do it? And this, I don't know, my adrenaline got pretty jacked just looking at this art. It's crazy. You guys have great comments. Jamie's Cowboys. First of all, thanks for the super chat. But second of all, dude, happy birthday, Jamie's Cowboys. Happy birthday. Thank you for spending it with us. You could be doing anything right now. And you're peeping this art with your dad. Oh. Feeling all of my 44, says Adam. Dude, but look what you're doing, Adam. Brother Adam's out there in the van, living that van life. A van down by the river, nonetheless. Hey, thank you, Kraken Studio. The Real Booty. It's therealbooty.com. I'm going to put it up one more time. Therealbooty.com. This is sick, dude. I love seeing this. And also, I absolutely, when she opened up with that she felt like, or that something about how, you know, you hit your 40s and you become a teenage boy. When she opened up with that, I was like, this is a real ass bitch. I know that I could talk to her about anything. Like this, that's what, something happens. I did go to a Dragon Force concert in my late 30s and I was the only middle-aged female there. So like, I get it, girl. I get it. I agree completely. Something happens. And you think farts are funnier all of a sudden. It's like they're really funny. Like they were always funny. But they're really fucking funny. Do not to be scared to call in. No, I did not. Actually, here's the thing. I love that you still have a sore back, but you're crack on. Hey, speaking of crack on, that was Kraken. Great name. Everything's vibing. Everything's interweaving tonight. I am worried about Kraken getting arrested by John Ray for having, or subpoenaed for having such good art. I am concerned about this. Walk Among the Tombstones, says Kraken. She loves your art. Petty Mason says The Real Booty. Thank you. Kenzie Cush has a great marketing and branding idea. The Menopause Mafia. I'm into it. I'll be in a, let's join the mafia. Dude, nothing's scarier to a dude than period blood. We take out all the real dude mafias in a second. They'd be like, ew, get away. Fine, you can rule. Yeah, don't be scared. I did not get in touch with Melbourne Marvels, though. That's on my list. I have 2 contracts that I'm working on right now for work that I need to finish before I get too deep into that. But I wanted to start Mr. Cruel soon because I do set aside time to do this. And I'm like, shit, here's what I can do. Because I don't want to be late on those. And they are like very difficult contracts that have to do with financial shit. It's just a lot. Some of them are skip tracing. It just takes a lot out of me. But I do want to devote the amount of time I think is necessary to Mr. Cruel, but I also just want to gab about it and tell you guys a little about it first before we get into it. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to reach out to Melbourne Marvels probably in like a week. I thought I sent an email to him, but I think it was an old address because I fucked up and I accidentally put some stuff in the Wayback Machine instead of running it through. Basically, you can get an extension on your browser for Wayback Machine. I forgot to turn it off. So I think it gave me an old email or maybe someone else's. So I'm going to resend. But I do plan on contacting him. I would love to hear from him. Melbourne Marvels, by the way, is this guy here. I'll just do this. Let me see if I can. Actually, that'll be our next topic if nobody wants to call in. So Melbourne Marvels is, and let me take this down and share a new screen with you because it makes me do that. And I'm going to share this screen, which I should ask him first, shouldn't I? Fuck. Well, I don't think he'd care. This is pimping his site, right? He'd be into it. If he's not into it, I'll take this out. Melbourne Marvels is this, I think it's a dude, right? Didn't he have, I think I listened to some of his podcasts or some things that he put on YouTube. He's this guy who has been, and I say this as a compliment, autistically following this case. And I say that because like the way autism can make you focus in or hone in on something and then really good at it or really obsessed with it. But in a way that feels it's very, I say that specifically because it's very non-discriminatory. He's very much just, here's the truth. I'm sorry if that hurts your feelings. This is the fucking truth. And that's why I really appreciate the things that he puts out. And yes, Satan Sandwich, if you want to hit him up, absolutely. I would love to talk to him. He comes at this case from a perspective of, I'm not out to get anyone. That's what the vibe I get. Correct me if I'm wrong, anyone. He comes at this case from, I'm not out to say it's this person and make the evidence fit. I'm not out to guarantee it's this situation. I'm just presenting the facts and I'm showing you patterns. And I fucking love patterns, you guys. I love the pattern seekers. I love people who pick up on something and it's not insane or out there or total trash or just like, come on, man. Like, this is obviously like you're looking for. I'm talking about patterns that maybe other people didn't pick up on, but they are undeniably there and they explain something about a case or they tie up a loose end, if you will. I think those are really important to spot. And I think that those tend to be the way that if anybody on the internet or anybody not 100% involved in a case, like as in it's personal to them, outsiders, web sleuths, if you will, just individuals who start researching a case, journalists, I think that when they're able to pick up on those things, that's how they help the most. I mean, us, the people looking at this shit, hell, me, like this is how you can help the most. It's not putting out a conspiracy. It's not making shit fit the evidence and vice versa. It's literally being able to spot things that could have been overlooked and saying, hey, maybe we should look at this, as opposed to they did it because they made some fucking weird art. You feel me? Also, I've had this up for a moment and it's the never trust a fart. And that is such a funny still with such a serious topic. But yeah, I do think that this guy is really good at being non-discriminatory in his views. He doesn't really seem to interject a lot of his personal views other than, yo, someone needs to investigate this, or here's what's going on behind the scenes. You feel me? And he basically gives you not just the Mr. Cruel specific information, but information of other cases in the area, the dynamic of the area, everything you could ask about what was going on. He is the catching Lisk of Melbourne. You feel me? Okay. So let's talk. Yes, the UnID'd Mr. Cruel. Let's talk about Mr. Cruel real briefly. And then I'm going, Adam, you want to call in, buddy? We'll talk about Mr. Cruel until Adam calls in. How about that? Because I do want to, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put a link up. Brother Adam, you can call in. We'll talk about van life. But before that, I have a video I can show you. And let's take 3 to 4 minutes. I'll show you the video about Mr. Cruel so that you can get an idea, if you don't know who he is, of what it's all about. And I want you to just kind of get an idea of that. And then we'll talk about it briefly. And then Adam will come up and we'll get Adam's thoughts. Adam, do you know about Mr. Cruel? Okay, because I want to know if you know. Yeah, we're not going to connect any dots. Look, I'm not going to connect any dots like John Ray, and I'm not going to wear polka dots like John Ray. The most polka dot you're ever going to see your dad get is when I'm talking about Dusty Rhodes, the American Dream, baby. That's pretty much it. When he went through his bumblebee phase. And we might talk, and again, Brother Adam, everything's vibing today. Everything's going through. You were playing Blind Melon in the first video I saw. No rain. Speaking of bumblebees, see how my fucking head works? It's weird. I think it's 11 concussions. Your tummy hurts, Patronus Glow. Oh no, you should try ice cream. I'm just kidding. I don't know if that'll work. Daisy Live Love is fantastic. I love talking to Daisy Live Love. Daisy Live Love has a lot of very good ideas. Very thorough person. I don't want to out anything about Daisy Live Love or their identity, but I will say this. What a great gal. What a great gal. Lots of great info. Trust her to the moon. Hope one day she could call in. But we're going to do a Zoom first. Because remember, we promised. I promised you we would do a Zoom first. I will drop it in a second. I'm going to put on something for you first. And I'm going to tell you something interesting. Yep, we can talk pro wrestling. Oh my God, get ready, y'all. We're about to talk about the Wyatt Six. That's what I want to know. Who's not practicing right now? You talking about Melanie? I don't think she's practicing right now. Is she? I think she might be. I think she works. I don't know. Yes, Mosquito. 12-year-old girl, Jocelyn, right? She was killed, unfortunately, in Houston. I wanted to talk about her and got distracted the other day. And frankly, I probably wouldn't have. It was probably for the best because honestly, Grizzly is covering the shit out of that case, like, and doing a fantastic job. The most that I could add to that discussion would be that there is a trend, a pattern, if you will, in North Houston and East Texas. So going from that area where she was all the way up through East Texas up until pretty much you get to Smith County, that whole area, which is or not Smith County, up till you get to about Tyler. Houston, Beaumont, all the way up there, all along the Louisiana border. And then all the way to about the central part of Texas, not Austin, but I would say like Elgin, Bastrop, is what I consider kind of a danger zone. The reason I consider that kind of a danger zone is because we're seeing a lot of targeting of young kids and teens there. If you look up a girl named Imani Hughes, I've mentioned her once or twice before on this channel. She was, I hope, by the way, Dill, you are joking with me right now because Houston is a fucking cesspool of crimes. But anyway, aside from that, and Athena, hello, we were talking about you and I said how you have a very interesting job background and you fascinate me with the knowledge of makeup. And that's all I would really say about that. I didn't want to out anything of yours if you didn't want people to know. But yes, violence against women and girls is a very, very big thing. In North Houston, there is a huge problem with the luring of teens. Imani Hughes was a girl who was using an app that was typically used for dating. And it's obviously for adults to date. But her mother had access to everything. And also they shared a TikTok. And she did not know that her daughter was using this specific dating app. And I wish I knew the name of it. I will put it under here if I remember it or I'll look it up after and I'll put it up here. But anyway, she didn't know that her daughter was using this app. It is the same app that a young lady in Washington used named Ella, who went missing about a month before Imani. Imani did the exact same thing Ella did. She snuck out the window to meet a stranger from an app, and the stranger picked her up. In Ella's case, it was an Uber, and that was out of Washington. And Ella was found almost a month later, I believe, with a sex offender who was a real piece of shit in Michigan. I think his name was Keith. It was Keith, and her family found out about this Keith guy because he was using apps like Discord and they had met on Omegle. And he used those to lure her. He used an Uber to pick her up and then took her from Washington all the fuck the way to Michigan and held her in a trashy ass area of town that was literally the middle of nowhere with a couple of trailers in a circle, and an elderly relative lived there. In Imani's case in Houston, exact same situation. Guy meets her on a dating app. He's chatting with her through her school iPad, I believe. He starts trying to get her to meet up with him. She's like 12 or 13. I believe Ella was like 14 or 15. But he gets Imani to meet up with him by sneaking out of the house. Same situation as Ella. Good night, Mom. I love you. I'll see you in the morning. They hadn't had any fights recently. She sneaks out, I believe, through the window, maybe the front door, but she goes out. She meets this guy. This guy takes her for days. He has her, takes her a little north of Houston, which, by the way, is pretty much in the same. If you keep going a little further, that's where Audrey Cunningham went down. And they end up finding him finally at a gas station, literally a couple of cities away, another county, not too far from there. And they find him at a gas station with a moving truck with Imani in the truck. And when they hone in on him, he takes the fuck off and starts running on foot. Okay. They, of course, take his ass down. Turns out this is a guy on his Facebook. He had a wife and a kid, a baby girl. And he was planning on taking Imani and kidnapping her. I don't know what he already did to her. It doesn't look good. Same thing with Ella. That guy definitely hurt her. The mothers in both of those cases are OSINT fucking queens. If it weren't for them, their daughters likely wouldn't have been found because they knew all their passwords. They fucking grilled the friend. I mean, Ella's mom went on fucking Nancy Grace, which is a last resort because you know you're going to have to sit through her fucking talking about the twins and how her husband got killed, which God bless her. Like, I'm sorry you've been through that, bitch, but I'm so tired of hearing about how everything relates to that one experience and your twins. Just let these women have their trauma. You don't have to fucking be a part of it every time. Simultaneously, I get that. And I don't want to be rude to Nancy because I also self-relate to a lot of trauma. So maybe I'm slowly becoming Nancy Grace. And God, I hope not. Please keep me in check if I do. Regardless, when you're desperate enough to go on Nancy Grace, you are fucking desperate and you want to find your kid. Because you know that the people who are watching Nancy Grace are the most nosiest. They might not have the same views as us. We might not like them or the way they behave in grocery stores. They might say terrible things to their neighbors, but they are nosy as fuck and they watch everything. Anyway, that area where this stuff happened in Houston happened to Imani. She did not go on Nancy Grace, but she went all over the news. She went all over the Houston news. And this mom, and I gotta give Ella's mom credit, they went through all of their digital footprints and they said, oh shit, I found this. I found this dating app. Oh shit, I found Omegle. What is this? And they started asking questions online. And then they turned it into the investigators and the investigators went, boom, here's the guy. Here's the guy. And they busted him. Now, this North Houston area where Jocelyn went missing is right fucking there. It's right there where Imani went missing. A little bit further north is where Audrey Cunningham was murdered. And it's a lot of like, gnarly racists out there. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to bullshit. I got a friend. One of my best friends lives in that town. She sent me pictures. They put up a memorial, actually. She used to live right here near me, but then her mom passed away and she had to take over the house. And so she's always up there. And let me tell you, that is an area full of some shit, dude. There are some hillbilly wooded freaks out there. And I'm talking like swastikas on their body, guns in hand. Woo, woo, woo. It's not a safe place for anyone. It's not even, I understand one of these guys was from Venezuela and people are afraid of the immigrants. You need to be afraid of everybody in East Texas, Houston up to top. You need to be afraid of every single race. It doesn't matter. Because those three cases I just told you they're all different races, all different suspect backgrounds. You got to be careful. Audrey Cunningham, all those cases, the thing they have in common are they're focusing on teens and they're taking the teens and some of them don't end up coming back alive. And that is terrifying. They are also in an area of town that is trying to be gentrified. And it's got a lot of low-income housing, which is pretty much most of that area of North Houston. And in those areas, it's Metro North, if you will, Newt the Chute. In those areas, yes, there's also the Texas killing fields right there. I've driven that way to go do comedy shows. It is desolate as fuck, you guys. It's desolate. There's absolutely nothing there. You should absolutely be afraid of cops. Oops, let me turn this off. In West Texas. Hold on. Let me just tell your dad's husband. Your dad's boyfriend just called. Yes, your dad has a boyfriend. Let me tell him I'm doing the show. Look, we're going to do this live on air. Hey, babe, I'm in the middle of recording. I'm recording this live on air. Oh, fuck. Hey, I'm in the middle of recording right now. I'll unlock the door. Okay, I love you, bye. What's wrong? Uh-oh. I hope his car's okay. Hold on 1 second, because your dad's boyfriend has some serious car issues right now. And your dad happens to be really good at cars. And I want to make sure that your dad's boyfriend is okay. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to play. Let's play this. Here, Adam, we're going to play Adam Drives Helen for a little bit. We're going to do that. It's just happening. This is your brother, Adam. Go at his YouTube channel, because this is it. And then we'll have Adam call in. How about that? But also don't go to East Texas. All right, here we go.
Don't settle for vans. Helen is the van that I needed. And I needed to settle for something that wasn't as awesome and new as I wanted originally. But she does not have to do that, nor should she do that. The friends with benefits is exactly what it sounds like. We're friends, but we do more than friends stuff. But there really is an emphasis on the friends part, because this person is probably one of my best and closest friends. She's someone that I talk to about everything. She initially gave me the space and the feeling of safety to talk about a lot of things that I hadn't talked to anyone outside of my inner circle about. And I will be forever grateful. We met on a dating app, and turns out we had known each other since we were in junior high. She's
Aww.
ridiculously wise.
Adam, this is sweet. Sorry, you guys. Turns out your dad's boyfriend's car is okay, but it has been smelling of burnt plastic, which means that Dad has to go check the cabin air filter tomorrow. How fun is that? That's fun. Here, let me bring it back. I saw Adam. Listen, do not to be embarrassed. This fucking rules. This is the best. Do you want to call in now? Let me see. Because I'm probably going to need to end this soon. And by the way, this is more of a call-in episode anyway. We're going to talk more about true crime stuff in the next one. But I wanted to prep you a little. And Mr. Cruel, the video I wanted to show you is actually like 8 minutes. So fuck that. But we're going to go over the basics of that case. Adam is your stepdad, by the way. And yes, that's who we were talking about, Rose. Jocelyn from Houston. She's the one. And by the way, I did put the link in. It's right there. There you go. But yes, Rose, we were talking about Jocelyn from Houston. I was saying that area is very dangerous. And it's dangerous for all sorts of different reasons. It's dangerous to, and look what we got out of it. Jamie subscribed to you, Adam. So we'll see if Adam wants to come on here and tell us more about van life, because I'm very curious. But yes, oh my God, Dillhole. You know what's crazy about that? Adam is like Letterkenny. He's like a skinny, squirrely Dan. What's crazy about that is I was trying to figure out, like, everybody has a different vibe in the chat, and I'm always like, oh, this person kind of reminds me of this. I was trying to think the other day, who does Adam remind me of? Him and Renee, a bunch of you guys. You're very funny people. I enjoy you. And I was trying to think of it, and it's Letterkenny. But anyway, back here. So let's go back. What's a Twillamore? Someone asks. Petty asks. Adam is stepdad. What about Jocelyn? Anytime you guys come up on here, your stepdad or your mom. Jocelyn from Houston. Anyway, that's the one. She's the one in North Texas. I'm sorry. Fuck me. East Texas. And yeah, they found the guy who did it. And the weird thing about that is they said that the guy had been, or she had been to his apartment before. One of the neighbors said that, which is odd. And it makes me wonder what the fuck. They did interview the boyfriend, but I would have to defer you to Grizzly, because I mainly try to focus on cold cases, but have been a bit obsessed with Karen Reed lately. This has been a journey. Have you crocheted a cock koozie for us yet? We need to get you on Shark Tank. Great vibes, great vibes. We're going to get to Adam next. I see he's ready. He's got something in his mouth. All right, my ex and I traveled between North and Southern California in the late 70s with 3 8-track tapes. That was one of them. Which one? I want to know. Let's bring Adam on. Adam!
Hello.
Are you in the van?
So funny. Oh, of course. It's my home. Of course.
That rules, Adam. Look, it's all wood panel.
She's small and she's a mess, but
just like us. We're all small messes. That's so cool. And you got a little mason jar collection.
Yeah.
I see you fuck with Dr. Myers.
I do. Yes. Dr. Bronner's. Yes. Oh, yeah, that's a different one. But that's Myers. I do use Dr. Bronner's on myself, though.
Okay. Yes, we do too. Yeah. It has a lot of fun writing to stare at when you are in. Oh, what are you crying for? Oh, his Deddy's about to come home and he's about to freak out, you guys. He is about to freak out because that's what he does. Okay.
So funny.
Right? And I was like,
is this okay? Is it okay if I'm smoking this right now?
Sure, man. Do what you do. Listen, as long as all I ask is if you guys could not like freebase any crack, if you could avoid shooting up heroin, and if you could just not blatantly pop extreme amounts of pills, Lil Zanzan style, I would appreciate it. But if you want to smoke away.
Okay, cool. Good.
And if you want to be on the drug and just not show us you doing it, I would appreciate that, unless it's something like, I don't give a fuck about pot or cigarettes. If you want to drink on camera, I don't care. I will never judge. But yes, so van life. Yeah, what's going on with it?
Right now, not a whole lot. I need to take my van into the shop, and I'm worried, actually.
What's wrong with your van? I've been watching Scotty Kilmer all day. Let's fix it.
I was coming back from California Wednesday, and I was on my way back to Oregon, and I started. I kind of was like, I don't know, 45-ish miles out of Oregon, and my check engine light started blinking, which means it's either a. I hope it's something like, the roads in California are a little bit bumpier than they are here, so hopefully something just kind of came loose. That, or maybe I just need to get OBD? No, I went to go get the codes pulled, and the auto parts store I went to, their reader was broken, and I was too worried to drive it any further than I already did.
So if you go to, I think at AutoZone, do you have those?
That's where I went. Yeah, that's where I went. Was AutoZone. Yeah.
So you can pull what year, make, and model van is it? Is it?
She's old. She's a 97. So it's an
Okay, so you have
OBD2.
you have to use the old ones. You don't have a built-in one. So you can get them for like $5 to $7 usually at like
Yeah.
you can get the real basic ass one, and then you can go online in the AutoZone do it yourself part. It gives you all the different codes and manuals, and you can likely figure out what it is. And I believe it'll
Yeah.
even walk you through if it's evap, if it's this, that, or the other.
Yeah.
Then you can run it for that using the same monitor. And I wonder if there's a thing called Yourmechanic.com, and it's everywhere in the US. Have you heard of this shit?
No, I am not. I am not mechanically inclined. Yeah,
I
sorry.
feel you.
I'm not
It's gonna
mechanically
change your
inclined.
life. This is gonna change your life. This is
Good.
it's Uber for mechanics.
Okay.
So if you want an independent mechanic that is doing it out of shop, typically mobile mechanic, but they're not charging you those prices, it's called yourmechanic.com. You can get a promo code usually for your first time using it. I can see if I have one to send you. I might have used them all. But what's cool about it is you can buy your own parts and diagnose it yourself and then just pay them to fix it. And if you do that, you're only charged labor and you're not getting the markup charge for the parts. So when you go get the parts, you can use like if you're doing AutoZone or O'Reilly, you can use a promo code on that. And typically Walmart has really cheap parts, but really Amazon is the way to go. You can order your part there, get it super fucking cheap, and then bring your own parts on Yourmechanic, and then you're just getting quoted for the labor. I've saved like $700 using that, and they'll come to you. They have to. So it's not like you're not getting that mobile mechanic fee at all. Like that's part of the service is them coming to you. So I would recommend invest like less than $10 in an OB. I call it the old Dirty Bastahd meter. Hook it up.
Well, when I went to search it today, I put in ODB instead of OBD.
Yeah. Put in OBD.
I want to make sure it's like not the other way around.
Yeah, you're not gonna hook up like the NW. You're not gonna. It's gonna be fine. You just hook that thing up. It'll give you the code. Then you look it up online. It tells you what parts fucked up and how to diagnose it on Do It Yourself on AutoZone. So then it'll say like, okay, turn your key 3 times, and if you hear 2 clicks, that means this is fucked up. Or look at this thing if it smells like this, and it has smells like, looks like, feels like. So then once you
what's funny is it runs fine. Like there's like if it was like something really bad, I feel like there's no way I would have made it up SysQ pass. You know what I mean? Like I didn't lose power. She accelerated just fine. Everything was normal.
You didn't smell anything?
No smells. No, it wasn't. No smells. Wasn't running dark. Wasn't blowing dark smoke.
When you parked, was there like any fluids that were left behind?
No.
What year is it?
A 97. So I think I need the OBD2. I think
a 97 what?
97 Ford.
Ford, just van?
150.
F-150. Oh, okay.
E1.
E150. I was like, damn, isn't that a truck? Okay.
You really are kind of like dad. This is like a total like dad talk.
Oh, it's a cargo van.
Yeah.
Is it a 4.2 to a 7.3 V8 diesel?
I think it's the 6 liter.
Okay, the 6.8. Okay, this is interesting. Damn, that's a sick van.
Not really.
Very
She's
sick van.
Old and small.
I love older like 90s cars.
I want to get a 350 4-wheel drive with a high roof.
Okay.
Because that would be like the ultimate, something that I could like not be afraid of going anywhere and wouldn't have to worry about getting stuck.
Someone in here said it already. Sorry, I heard everything you said. You didn't want to getting stuck, but Smartass Patriot said a sensor. I agree.
Yeah,
let's see.
I'm thinking it's either something like came loose.
Malfunction indicator lamp or wait, no, that's different. So it's your service engine
blinking.
It's not going to be your catalytic converter because nobody would want to steal that from a vehicle that old.
Oh, I don't think that got stolen.
And it also, you would hear that. It would be like,
I also drove I was
Your
also
gas
driving
cap.
for like 4.5 hours before it started.
Bro, your gas cap.
Already checked.
Did you get gas before and did you take it off and then re-crank it on there?
Mhm.
And it didn't, like, when you pull it, does it wiggle at all?
No.
Okay, damn. That actually did
That was the
happen to
first
my
thing I
house.
checked because that's like the easiest thing to check.
Yeah. So the other is your emission system component, where it can't be your catalytic converter. It's got to be a
No.
sensor or your ESC. So if it's an emission system component, this is the worst advice ever, but you could just like reset your codes and live, because fucking may as well.
I
it's
want to
not-
make sure. I need to
Yeah.
get the codes pulled because I want to make sure if it's something like spark plugs and
sounds like a
coils,
sensor.
I'd rather just do that.
Yeah, it really sounds. Yeah, it's a Ford dill hole. And
Yeah,
see,
it's a
just
Ford.
it is an act of Congress on those, and also, man, some Hondas you have to take apart a lot, and they use cadmium steel, and so you have to have breaker bars. And I have broken an impact wrench with those just trying to replace the water pump. So yeah, unfortunately, he has a found on road dead, but it's still driving. So yes, core talk with Click and Clack. But I do think, okay, yeah. Is there fluid on the ground? You just have to ask because you never know.
Yeah, no, there's not.
Yeah, so too old for sensors, isn't it? I don't think so. I think you could still, I think the sensors are still on at 93 and up, but they also have a deal on Fords and Hondas where if you have like a 94 sometime or any year in the 90s up to 2010, they used to do this shit, Adam. I cannot believe they did this, but they would market a 2006 as a 2007 because it was basically finished or assembled in December. And so they would market it as an 07. So the parts that actually go on the 07 are an 06 and vice versa on so many of them. And it fucking sucks because if it's literally, it's why mechanics say match the part, just bring the part in with you so that you can check it. But I think if you do it, and by the way, it's OBD1.
Thanks, Mike.
If you do that, I would recommend that and see if it tells you exactly what it is. And it is going to throw you a code, even if it's, they will steal your cat converter if you have a Prius. Everybody with a Prius, look the fuck out. My boyfriend has one. Your dad's boyfriend has a Prius. Luckily, it is an 07. Yeah, it's an 07. People don't fucking want that one. They want the one with all the, what's it called? Platinum something in it. I can't even remember the name. So yeah, everyone in chat, we're thinking a sensor or
that's so funny.
Yeah, you need to burn the Ford. You just need to light it on fire, maybe get some insurance.
If I had money.
Yeah, look at this. I want to secretly put the engine in my old man 68 goat. Any suggestions? Fuck, dude. You got to get an engine lift. You got to go to equipment rental, rent an engine lift. I would just pay someone to do that shit. That's one of those you're just going to hurt your back. Yeah, is it platinum? They got some in there that people want in them cat converters. Okay, so chat votes, I think. Can we C Smith with the fuel filter. Have you gotten your fuel filter replaced?
That could be it too. I know that could be one of the things.
I would check that. Get your OBD, invest in it. It's $10.
Yeah.
Because everywhere you go, they're gonna tell you it's fucking broken. It's like going to McDonald's and ordering ice cream.
I'll go grab one tomorrow. I've got O'Reilly's AutoZones. I know Harbor Freight sells them.
And listen, if you're in a bind, when we go live tomorrow or the next day, we'll fund Adam's fucking what do you need? We'll fund your OBD. We'll do it. Oh my God, that happened to my 2007 Prius catalytic converter. So they do jack those too? Oh shit.
That's why I don't drive my van into big cities, because I'm afraid my catalytic converter is gonna get stolen.
They'll fucking take it. Everybody, and they do it so fast. Our farm truck is a 90 F-150 and it won't die. Yeah, I mean, one thing about Fords, they joke about found on the road dead, but that's usually like the modern Mustangs. The old Mustangs are great.
She's a beast. I'm not gonna lie. She is a
Helen's
rustic, beautiful beast. I loved my van.
Yeah, we got to take care of Helen. I don't care what she is. She's ours. And we got to, and by our, everything that's yours is ours now that you're in this cult, by the way.
All right. So, that makes sense. Totally.
We have to fix the van, you guys. If that's the goal, if that's next week's fundraising goal after Wayback Machine, we're going to fix your Wayback Machine because we need to figure out what the fuck's wrong with Helen. Otherwise, what van life content can you create? We need to fix this, Adam.
Oh, I'm writing my next one right now, actually.
Okay. Well, what else do you want to talk about?
It's about learning about how to sit still and not like freak out from not being able to like go wherever I want.
Yeah, I need to read that or watch it. Adam, where are you right now? The Rose Gardener wants to know.
I am in Southern Oregon.
Southern Oregon. Okay.
Yeah.
You need to be watching out for carnies and militiamen, right? Is that what's up?
I'm actually in my hometown right now. So
yeah. And also Petty Mason makes a good point about 65 Mustangs. You can also use pantyhose instead of belts on those. And you can use a straw for a dipstick. Yeah, old Stangs are the best. They're hard as hell. All right, everybody. Adam, it's been a blessing. Yeah. I have to go because I have to eat and spend time with the Mokies. Helen is our Trojan hose. I don't know what that means. Yes, you have to watch out for tweakers in the woods in Oregon, Adam.
Tweakers, yes. I'm well aware.
And I by the way, Newt the Shoot, I had a 97 and a 99 Honda Civic sticks. I only drive stick shift. They all ran great. I ran them into the ground, and now I have an 07 Fit, and it is a stick shift, and it is the best fucking car ever. It will not die. Dillhole says anal Mustang. I don't know what that means, but I like it. Adam, maybe we can spray paint anal Mustang on your van. What do you think? No, he's against it. Your brother's against it. We're not going to push him into that. Here's what I'm going to do, though, for you, Adam. Yes. I wanted to talk about wrestling. We're going to have to do that later. Mm-hmm. What it's Adam Drives Helen. What is it called again?
Yeah, Adam Drives Helen.
Adam Drives Helen.
That'll bring up the YouTube. That'll bring up my Instagram. All of it.
There you go. Go to Adam Drives Helen on YouTube. Everybody say bye to your brother. Tell him that we're going to help him fix his van if it gets too hard. Well, everybody, look at his van. It's so beautiful. We have to fix Helen. Good night, Adam. Thank you so much.
Good night, everyone. Love you all.
Yay. Oh, my children. You're all so talented. All right, y'all. I love you. I got to go. We talked to two of you. You've always wanted a brother. You have a brother. You've always wanted a mother. You have a mother. And I'm your father. And this is a weird fucking freaky cult. By the way, I didn't mean what I said about goths earlier. I was just fucking around. I love all goths at all ages. I don't care if you become goth at 50. I don't care. I love you anyway. Anal Escort says Dillhole. I have no idea what you're saying most of the time. But Dillhole, you can be our wild card. Thank you guys so much. I love you. I appreciate you. I have to go. We're going to eat some pizzas and I'm going to play with my dog. Don't forget to go to therealbooty.com if you want to peep that badass art. Don't forget to sign up to help if you want to donate or put art on her page. Don't forget to look up Adam Drives Helen on YouTube. Don't forget to, okay, good one. Guess what? Your dad's boyfriend is mocking him. He is doing a silly, I will put the fucking camera on you right now. Oh, you want to play? He's being a real lally today. If you know, you know. A real lally. And I'm about to go full Bev. What is it? Auntie Deb says, you want to bumble with the bee? Are you guys practicing your Boston accents? What do you want, your fucking period? Ugh. Do you want to bring Mookie's in to say bye? Bring him in to say bye to everyone. Everyone that you want to see the boy. Oh, Daisy Live Love. Bitch, I love you. I'm going to be doing a Zoom with you soon, by the way. I have a lot to share with you. Everyone look at the sweet baby. Don't look at the address on his tag. Just look at the sweet little baby. Did you hear him go? He's a little grunter. Yes, poke the hive. Poke it. Rose, check your mail soon. Daisy, I hope by the next chat, maybe we can have you on if you're down. I don't know if you're down, but I do love Daisy Live Love. This is the best cult ever. If you wear your scrunchie, make sure it's not the broken. Sleep tight, lock the doors, says on the mic. LOL. Yes. Sleep tight, lock the fucking doors. Look out, John Ray's creeping in your windows. Your dad's going to smash through the door and be like, do you have an OBD sensor for Brother Adam to borrow? The dollar store of mechanical needs. This is a good point, Lily Lore. I should have fucking said something earlier. Shit. Yes, Harbor Freight. But you have to be careful because they're making mirror sites of Harbor Freight now, trying to steal your credit card. So make sure it's the actual site. Daisy, live love. I love you so much. I will live and I will love. I think it's, dude, I'm so glad you didn't put live, laugh, love. Daisy is down. 420 with exclamation points and half of a smile, says Lily Lore. I think what's the funniest about that is that you just put the smiley shit without the dots. That's very funny to me. Much love from Mississippi, says Dillhole. We love you, wild card. Yes, he's gorgeous. Look at his little weenie. Dog sweet. Yeah, he's got a little winkus. He loves it though. We embrace it. Not like that. We just don't ridicule him for it. But it is really little and funny. Ah, yes, there is one in town, says Adam. We're gonna get Helen fixed. Ugh. I have an OBD1. Adam can borrow. C. Smith says. C. Smith. Adam is if his email should be on his page, maybe you could email him. Y'all could hook up for a car show. The pie is getting cold, says on the mic. Go eat your pie, Mike. Daisy, live, I love. If you let me design something for you, I will come on. You could design whatever you want. I told you. Were you here yesterday? Or the day before? I said, exploit me. Exploit my likeness. Take my likeness. Exploit it. You're in a cult now. It is your job to come up with schemes and ways to exploit this thing. I want you to extort me by all means possible. Make your own merch. Pimp it. All I ask is that you don't affiliate me in any way with people like Hitler or any bad guys. Please don't put me on anything with Putin. You know, please don't affiliate me with anything political, and I'm fine. You can make whatever you want. You can even put I'm a big dumb Dukakakis dummy and put my face smiling with my fucked up eyebrows, and I won't care. Just get that bag, y'all. I want you to get that bag. I want anyone following me to make that bag. Yes, you can make shorts and clips for me, Brother Adam. And we need someone to make shorts and clips for Brother Adam's van life. Daisy, yes. Oh, for me? Yes, absolutely. Again, exploit me, Daisy. Exploit me. Yes. And if you're not exploiting me, if you're honoring me, you can do that too. But try to get that bag too, girl. Yeah, none of that shit. But if you like that shit, I'm not going to shit on you for it. My parents like that shit. They're pretty fucking cool. I mean, I know people who like shit I don't like, and it doesn't mean I don't like them. Just don't like say crazy shit like, you know, fuck puppies. Then you're going to get your ass kicked. We love puppies in this cult. Yes, no politics, please. Unless my dog runs for governor, and then listen, we talked about this in that one news episode. We only support dog and cat politicians. Any animal that runs for office, I don't care what party they're for. We support pets running for political office on this channel. But thank you for being here. Huge snort to you all. I love you all. Good night, everybody. Good night, everyone. Thank you.